Did the Nazis possess time machines? Anti-gravity UFOs? Were they allied with alien civilizations? According to the new book Plunder, a whole subculture of Eastern European treasure hunters think so. Shalom, it's David Benkoff, the Broadway Maven. I interviewed author Menachem Kaiser about these conspiracy theories as part of one of my recent classes. Tell us about the treasure hunters. Who are these people? And
Sure.
what, because it's so crazy, tell us about the things that they believe.
Well, the way I got connected with the treasure hunters was I read about them in 2015 when when two of these guys announced to the world that they had discovered the Golden Train. And the Golden Train is this very sort of long-standing legend in the region that there was a train towards the end of the war that the Nazis filled with looted gold, put it on a train for Berlin. It got diverted and it was hidden inside of a mountain in sort of this network of tunnels. And yeah, two guys in 2015 claimed to have discovered it. And so it made sort of major international news, like the BBC, the New York Times, Fox, Sky. Everyone kind of descended on the small town of Wabjach because they said they found the Golden Train. And so I read about it. I was like, this is wild. And I really just sort of got in touch with them because I was interested in maybe incorporating it into a novel. And I really just lucked out. Like I went because I thought it was cool. That's really why I got in touch with them. And then eventually it turned into a much deeper and stranger and like a more personal story than I ever could have expected. So the first sort of weird stuff I heard, like the sort of like the more modestly weird theories, were stuff like, oh, this is was going to be, or in fact was, an underground nuclear factory. And I was like, that seems unlikely. Or then they're like, it was an R&D department for some of the for the Wunderwaffe, which was the Nazis, which is an actual thing, which was the Nazis' secret super weapons department, where they were trying to sort of like make they did like very, very long range guns and things like that, and some very advanced tanks and other machinery. But it was a real department that was devoted to like moonshot kind of weapons. And then it got a lot weirder when people started talking to me about anti-gravity and flying UFOs and like Nazi flying saucers. And then it became even weirder, and people started talking about time travel. So like the Nazis building a time machine or actually having a time machine. And then it got even weirder. People were like, oh, there was Nazi alien alliances. And so it's sort of like an occultism that the Nazis were actually somehow in communication with past civilizations. It says Vodash underneath, and that is a so-called technical military museum that's run by a very strange man. And so the museum claims that that thing is enormous. That thing is like 150 feet tall. Like it is much bigger than it looks. And so the museum claims that is a rig for UFOs where they tested a landing and testing rig for Hanabu 3, which was a flying saucer built by the Nazis, and the museum claims that it was operational, and it was built on anti-gravity technology.
This is Menachem Kaiser, and it's Plunder. The Broadway Maven meets many Mondays at noon and 8 p.m. Eastern Time for a free class. It also meets on some Wednesdays and Thursdays for greatest hits classes. Here are the titles of some recent classes: Into the Woods, Mary Poppins, Contemporary Jewish Broadway, Guys and Dolls, and more. See the upcoming schedule at thebroadwaymaven.com. To get more videos like this one, give this video a like. Even better, subscribe by pressing the button that says The Broadway Maven.